At exactly 9 o'clock in the morning, Daniel sat outside a glass office building, holding a folder tightly against his chest. Inside that folder was his resume, and inside his heart was a dream. For 6 months, Daniel had been preparing for one particular job. He had studied every night, practiced every possible interview question, and even bought a new shirt because he wanted to make the perfect impression. This job wasn't just about money. It was his chance to finally change his life. At 9:30, his name was called. Daniel walked into the interview room. The interview went well. Very well. When he walked out, he couldn't stop smiling. For the first time in months, he thought, maybe this is it. 3 days later, his phone rang. Hello, Daniel. Yes? We're sorry, but we've decided to move forward with another candidate. Daniel went silent. Oh, okay. The call ended. He stared at his phone for several seconds before slowly whispering, Again? It wasn't his first rejection. It was his 12th. That evening, Daniel sat on the steps outside his small house while his father repaired an old bicycle nearby. Didn't get it? His father asked. Daniel shook his head. After a long silence, Daniel finally said, Maybe I'm just not good enough. His father continued repairing the bicycle and calmly replied, Or maybe that door isn't yours. Daniel gave a bitter laugh. Easy for you to say. His father didn't argue. He simply said, Then stop standing in front of that door. The next morning, Daniel stopped checking his emails. He stopped refreshing job websites. And for the first time in years, he went to help his father at his tiny bicycle repair shop. It wasn't what Daniel wanted. He wanted an office, a good salary, a successful career, not grease-covered hands and broken bicycle chains. But he stayed. One afternoon, a little boy brought in a bicycle with a broken wheel. Daniel repaired it. The boy's mother asked, How much? Daniel smiled. Nothing, it's just a small repair. She insisted on paying, but Daniel refused. The next day, she returned. This time, she brought 3 more customers. Within a few weeks, people from nearby neighborhoods started coming to the shop. Daniel began noticing something. He wasn't just good at repairing bicycles. He was good at understanding what people needed. So he started improving the business. He created a simple booking system. He introduced home pickups. He began keeping proper records of every repair. Then he started selling affordable bicycle parts online. What had started as helping his father for a few days slowly became something much bigger. A year passed. The tiny repair shop had become a growing business. Daniel hired 2 employees, then 5, then 10. One evening, while going through some old emails, Daniel found something he hadn't looked at in months. The rejection email from the company he had desperately wanted to work for. He opened it and smiled. For months, he had believed that email had ended his future. But now he understood. It hadn't ended his future. It had redirected it. Just then, his phone rang. Hello, is this Daniel? Yes. I'm calling from the company you interviewed with last year. Daniel paused. We've seen what you've built. the voice continued. "We'd like to discuss a partnership with your company." Daniel looked around his shop. His employees were working. Customers were coming and going. His father's old bicycle hung proudly on the wall. Daniel smiled. "Sure, I'd be happy to talk." After the call, his father walked over. "What happened?" Daniel looked at him and smiled. "Remember when you told me that maybe that door wasn't mine?" His father smiled. "You were right," Daniel said. He looked around the busy shop. Then he quietly added, "I found my own door." Sometimes we spend so much time begging one door to open that we fail to notice the doors opening around us. A rejection can feel like the end. A missed opportunity can feel like a punishment. And waiting can make you believe that everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still. But life doesn't always follow the plans we make. Sometimes the job you didn't get, the person who didn't choose you, the opportunity that disappeared, is quietly pushing you towards something you never imagined. So if you're waiting for your chance right now, don't give up. But don't spend your whole life staring at one closed door either. Keep moving, keep learning, and keep looking. Because your opportunity may not be behind the door you wanted. It may be waiting somewhere else. And one day, you might look back at the rejection that broke your heart and realize, that wasn't the moment my life went wrong. That was the moment my life changed direction. Your time will come. Perhaps not when you expect it. Perhaps not in the way you imagined. But sometimes, the greatest chapter of your life begins with a door that refuses to open.